There are films that push boundaries, challenge societal norms, and sometimes disturb the very core of human consciousness. Today we explore the world of cinema's most controversial and disturbing films. 5 movies that shocked the world, left audiences in disbelief, and were ultimately banned. But what made them so disturbing, and why were they banned? Let's dive into the world of banned films. First on our list is the infamous 2010. Directed by Srđan Spasojević, this Serbian horror thriller was marketed as a pure representation of modern-day horror. But what it unleashed on screen was far more horrifying than anyone expected. The film follows a retired porn star who is lured into making a film with disturbing and violent content, which quickly escalates into unimaginable atrocities. Includes graphic depictions of sexual violence, child abuse, and other deeply unsettling themes. The film was banned in several countries, including Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, for its brutal and explicit content that many deemed as a form of exploitation. Because of its extreme depiction of sexual violence and depravity, the film crosses into the realm of what many consider snuff cinema, making it impossible for most governments to allow its release without serious backlash. Next, we take a trip into the depths of the jungle with 1980, a film that became infamous for its gruesome depiction of violence. Directed by Ruggero Deodato, the movie follows a film crew who travel to the Amazon rainforest to document indigenous tribes, only to become the victims of their brutal customs. The film is a found-footage-style horror that blurs the line between reality and fiction, especially with its disturbing scenes of animal cruelty. The most shocking aspect, the real death of several animals, including a turtle, a monkey, and a pig. While the human violence is fictional, the animal killings were real, and that led to international outrage. Was banned in numerous countries due to its graphic violence, the real animal cruelty, and the controversy surrounding its fake snuff film aesthetic. The director was even arrested on charges of obscenity and the unlawful depiction of real deaths. The film was eventually cleared of charges after the director proved the human deaths were staged, but it remains banned or heavily censored in many countries. The 2009, directed by Tom Six, is one of the most infamous films of the 21st century. The plot is simple yet deeply disturbing. A deranged surgeon kidnaps 3 tourists and surgically joins them together, creating a human centipede. The sheer grotesque concept of human mutilation for the sake of perverse horror was enough to make this film a nightmare for many viewers. The grotesque imagery, combined with its shock value, led to being banned or severely censored in several countries. The film was labeled as torture porn due to its disturbing premise and the explicit nature of its scenes. Many countries deemed it too obscene and graphic for public release, and it was even banned in some territories like the UK and Australia for its explicit cruelty. 2002, directed by Gaspar Noé, is not only disturbing because of its brutal violence, but also due to its non-linear storytelling and its portrayal of extreme trauma. The film opens with a horrific revenge sequence that is followed by a brutal rape scene which is depicted in a harrowing single continuous shot. The film's unrelenting depiction of violence and sexual assault, particularly the unflinching rape scene, was so upsetting that many viewers could not finish the film. Noé's bold and controversial direction received both critical praise and public outrage. Was banned in several countries, including the UK and Australia, for its extreme violence and the unfiltered depiction of sexual assault. The rape scene was particularly contentious, with many feeling it was too traumatic and invasive for an audience. Finally, we come to one of the most controversial films in history, 1975. Directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini, this film is an adaptation of the Marquis de Sade's notorious novel, and it focuses on the sadistic acts carried out by fascist libertines on a group of young captives. The film includes graphic depictions of sexual violence, torture, and humiliation, set against a backdrop of World War II fascism. Shocked audiences with its relentless depravity, making even the most hardened viewers question the limits of cinema. The film was banned in several countries due to its explicit and graphic content, which many viewed as a critique of fascism, but which others felt was nothing more than exploitation and sadism for shock value. It has remained a subject of both reverence and disdain in the world of cinema. These films are just a few examples of how cinema can push the boundaries of art and human decency. While some view them as profound critiques of society, others see them as nothing more than exploitation for shock value. But regardless of where you stand, one thing is clear. These films are not for the faint of heart. Some of these movies have been banned for their explicit depictions of violence, sexual abuse, and disturbing imagery, raising important questions about censorship, art, and the role of cinema in society. Ultimately, they are a testament to the lengths filmmakers will go to explore the darkest aspects of the human experience. And the reaction they provoke is a reminder that art and controversy often go hand in hand. So would you dare to watch?